Salutations, this is Mario Fierros. Welcome to the Miracle Mile podcast. Today we have Jasmine Lomos. Say hello, Jasmine.
Hey guys.
Alrighty, okay, so today we're going to have a nice little conversation. We're going to try and keep it nice and steady because, I just met you. So we're going to try and get the conversation going here on after. So I was made aware of your underground shop grand opening, February 12th, you said it was. I went the 13th. And that was like a whole, how many days was the grand opening for you per se?
Like 3.
3 days, 3 days? Okay.
Yeah.
And how did it go? Because personally, from what I saw, it looked very fruitful. I saw a lot of things that I wanted first and foremost, and I saw a good amount of people there. How did you feel about it?
It was great.
Okay.
Honestly, the feeling is pretty unexplainable.
Okay. How many people did you have working with you? Like, let's say people that had their brands there, like NJ.
I had 3 people, which was NJ That's Life and Deadman Inc.
Okay, and That's Life. That's Stocks, right? That's the guy that works behind that, or?
Yeah, it's actually 4 people. It's Snacks, Emma, and
Snacks,
Black Bricks. Yeah.
I literally just had a podcast with them, like Saturday, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, they're great. They just released the day that they dropped that brand is my grand opening was the same day they dropped their brand. So
go figure. I didn't know they were new. That's cool. Yeah.
And we did a collab and everything too on the tote bags, which was pretty cool. But
that's nice. Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, as someone who didn't know the things that were going on behind the scenes, I knew because I'm friends with NJ, and I always like to keep my ear out for things that are going on. I thought it was really cool. I appreciated it. It was nice to see a thrift shop that wasn't like either supported by a Goodwill or already a store from like Unique, for example. So it was nice to see someone from our generation start things off in that regard.
Nah, yeah, I've always thrifted. It's been like a hobby, I guess.
Most of my clothing is from thrifting. By the way, public, this is from Underground Shop. I fucking love it. This is fantastic. Really good affordable price, bro. When I saw it, I was like,
that's definitely
expensive.
The whole point of it. I definitely want to be affordable prices. Like that's the whole point, I think, of a thrift.
You already beat all the thrift stores in the area with your prices.
I hate the fact that you could like Unique. I don't think used to do it, but like now they're doing it, and I think it's ridiculous that you go to a thrift store and I don't think it's that ridiculous, but I mean it's a thrift store, you know. I mean, I guess it's like $100 and whatnot.
It depends on like branding and stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess it's like you're right. I mean, I guess it depends on the branding.
Because I once saw a Calvin Klein peacoat out there, and like, I mean, I understood why they would price it that much. You know, like Calvin Klein shouldn't just go out for like $30.
Yeah, but those things are donated at the end of the day.
Yeah, I understand. They're just trying to make a buck off of that in fair exchange.
It's not like, they went out and picked out the pieces themselves.
Yeah, that is true. Okay, so let's talk about the humble beginnings for a little bit. How did you get there? How did you start having that storefront? Because all I know is, of course, the day that it started, the day that it happened. How did you get to that position?
Well, honestly, I think manifestation.
Nice, okay.
I've been trying to I always wanted a thrift store. I've always have a big thing of hoarding. I like to hoard cool things.
Yeah, I'm not with music, but word.
I thought I was going to start off in a garage, to be honest. The whole idea was going to be like a little garage sale.
Like a DIY type of thing.
Yeah, I'm going to rent out a garage and I'm going to make it look cool.
Clothing rack, nice clothes. Start off cool. Like, humble beginnings are humble beginnings.
Yeah, and honestly, I love the idea. I still could picture it. Like, to me, I think it's still a good idea. But I guess what it was the fact that it wasn't too, like, presentable, I guess. Like, I don't know. I guess it wasn't like it was like
the garage shop looked very nice, dude. What are you talking about?
Now, I'm saying about if it was in a garage, like it was like, oh my god, what if it's cold outside?
Okay.
Like I have no light. I guess I would have to get light.
It would also look more like a yard sale than like a thrift shop.
Than a thrift shop. So I was like, so
it would look like an everything must go type of situation.
And I was asking a couple like garages, like, hey, do you guys mind if I do this? They'll be like, no, we don't want that. Like, we just want cars or storage. And I'll be like, oh, whatever. So that was kind of like in the air for a while.
Has NJ spoken to you about like the services we provide here? Because we do that. We actually provide the space. Like NJ had a pop-up shop here. Like in December.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that actually.
Well, valid. Yeah, I mean networking can only go so far. But we do provide that service for if you need a space. So that's ironic. But yeah, I'm glad that it worked out for you.
Honestly, it took like 5 years for it to manifest. Like,
wow,
it was a 5-year thought. If anything, I was even gonna start it in a shed in my garage. That's how I thought of it too. Like I was like, okay,
Anything.
anything. Yeah, I was like, I need to just put everything out of my house.
If
like
I
there's
have
just
a
too many things.
space and you
yeah.
just put it down somewhere.
Yeah, where I think I could like get it out.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but I ended up saving and somehow I just got the shop. It was pretty cool.
That's nice. Okay, and just for the public, so that if I'm listening to this and I think, oh wow, that sounds pretty neat, give us all the detailing. So underground shop, and where is this located?
It's on 40th between Kennedy and Bergen Line. The location's great. I love it. It's at a little warehouse.
Yeah. I like the setup personally.
Yeah, honestly, I love the place it's in. There's so many local artists in that one building.
It's like a studio space for
yeah,
other people,
it's
right?
like there's like people that make music. There's like artists, painters, like everything, and it's like everything. Like it's just great. It's a great building.
Excuse that.
Yeah.
I want to get my phone out of my way. I apologize.
It happens.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great. I think summer is going to be 10 times greater, honestly, because I get to open the front doors. Right now, since I don't have the doors open, it doesn't really look like a store thing. I'm going to get the, obviously, the name on the top, too. I have to get that done. I just haven't gotten the chance to.
We just started doing shit like that, so
Yeah,
it comes with the process. There's no rushing on that.
Yeah.
I've just to give you a little example on things, because it's important when you start opening either a business or a brand or anything.
I think advertising is super important.
Yeah. But it's also important to produce results rather than make everything picture perfect. Because I've seen a lot of like startup businesses like grow and wither away depending on how they prioritize things. I've seen people like let's say they produce like a skincare product, right? And they have it in like some whatever Tupperware product, right? If the product works, if you and the consumer fuck with it, doesn't really matter if you have stickers yet. But I've seen companies finick and just worry about getting the sticker, getting a logo, getting a brand, getting an image, and then 4 months down the line you paid for everything and you still haven't made a sale yet. You see what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm glad that you keep working with it, whether or not you have the title yet or the logo and whatnot.
I think everything comes within due time.
Yeah,
to be honest,
I think it's important more so to just start producing things, even if it's
honestly,
like a start.
I just wanted to open and see how it went, to be honest, and yeah, it was great. Like, yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Word, yeah. I feel like it's necessary to balance these two aspects of things. One is like whatever standard you want to work with. For example, how you said like you were iffy about the idea of working at a garage, but you were thinking about it, but you wanted to be a little more legitimized.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you still focused on trying to create it, so you weren't just being held back by not having a logo or a title or something like that.
No.
It's good to balance those things as a business, whether you have a brand, an image, whatever it is you're working on. Otherwise, you just get lost in the process and just don't do anything.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you get stuck sometimes.
Okay, so as a thrift shop, as a place for apparel and clothing and all of that, I wanted to get your opinion on fashion. If it meant anything to you, what you focused on it, like what kind of fashion you fuck with the most, like what's your go-to designs or your go-to outfit structure if you have one.
Honestly, I don't know. I'm more of like the cozy. I don't know. I have a little bit of everything, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't be picky with my style. I think I fit into a little bit of everything. I have my days where, I just dress comfortably, or days where I want to go out.
Okay, cool.
Look all spontaneous or whatever. I think it just depends on the day.
That's valid, yeah.
I mean, yeah, like, I think the thrift was definitely, I look at, everything is mostly handpicked there, so I basically look at everything that, like, when I thrift, I'm like, oh my god, this is cool, because maybe I could use this for this, but honestly, I'm just like, I'm never going to use it, it's just, this is fire. I wish it would fit me, or, you know
what it is? Sometimes I'll see shit at a thrift shop that I see as fire, but I don't think I can pull it off, or I don't have an outfit for it. So I'll look at it.
Don't even have an event for it.
Yeah, or an event for it, and I'll be like, oh man, that would look nice, and then I'll look at it and be like, goodbye. I'll just release it. So I'm sure that's where that came from for your perspective, where it's like just a bunch of cool little pieces. So.
Yeah, like literally. So,
yeah, I mean, personally, my main focus usually tends to be more dress wear. I don't go anything too like bougie with it because I have nowhere with a suit and tie to go to. It's not like that. But I usually wear dress pants. Like I wear dress pants more than jeans, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, me too.
Yeah, go figure. Yeah. I think dress pants are so cozy, but at the same time, like they look like an outfit.
Stylish.
They look like an outfit. Yeah,
like you could wear like sneakers and wear just pants and it looks
Mhm.
stylish, or
Yeah.
like
Personally, I usually wear dress shoes because honestly, I think my father's fashion kind of rubbed the fuck off on me. But I started wearing sneakers as well in that regard. But yeah, each person has their own fashion.
Nah, yeah, I think honestly my fashion was pretty like not ridiculous, but my family would be like, "Oh, what are you wearing?" Like, I'll be like, "It's fashion. You guys don't clearly understand."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's
Oh my.
fashion.
You think I don't have a problem?
Oh
in
my
a Latino
god!
household?
It's like a
The
lot.
first time that I had a problem, it was hilarious as fuck. It was I started painting my nails around the last Halloween, not the Halloween that passed, the one before, the before COVID. I was an event coordinator and I was thinking about like dressing up as something cool. And this is before, disclaimer audience, before I realized that Marilyn Manson is an abuser. But basically, I dressed up as Marilyn Manson. I'll show you the pictures later on if anything. You can find them on Instagram if anything.
Yes.
Sorry. Anyway, so I basically went all out with it and I painted my nails black. And when I took off all the costume and the day after I had my nails black, I looked at it and I was like, I kind of don't want to take this shit off. Like I kind of like it.
Yeah.
And then thereafter, I just kind of stuck with it. It kind of worked with my event coordinator position. Oh crap, I did that. Sorry. It's behind the couch if you can get that. So sorry. I like threw my phone in the away from me because I didn't want it to ring, and now it's stuck behind the couch. We're gonna run with it because this is how it goes. Thank you, Will. Thank you. Anyways, and then after that, I just kept painting my nails thereafter. But my parents, when they first saw me doing that shit,
They're like,
they were
"What
like-
are you?
they were- yeah.
What are you doing? What type of time are you on?
they were like,
We have to
so
sit down.
no,
Like, we
no,
have to have a
first-
talk."
First, they were like, "Is this for an event?" I was like, "No." They're like, "So why are you wearing that?" I was like, "Because I like it." And they accepted me because they're accepting parents. But at first, it was hilarious to see that.
No, yeah, definitely. My mom was very accepting. Like, my mom was very open-minded. Not too open, but pretty open-minded. Like, I definitely think, my mom for that, yeah. I mean, my mom's honestly, she's, well, thrifting honestly was pretty hard too as a person. Like, my family, some of my family looks as it as frowned upon. Like, it's like, oh my God,
you're
it's
buying poor
used.
people
The
shit, you're
Jesus,
buying
like,
used
do not buy
things.
that. Like,
That's a bargain. Another man's
yeah,
treasure,
like,
another man's
exactly.
garbage,
That's what
another
I'm saying.
man's
Like,
gold.
why even, like, and honestly, if you go to the thrift store, half the things sometimes are still ticketed, like, brand new. Like, they have the original ticket on.
By the way, I like the ticket you put on your stuff, the underground shop ticket.
Actually, did you know it was a business card? Because I didn't know you can make tickets, like not tickets, like like the,
Business cards.
not the business cards, like the thing that you hang on the clothes, like the tickets
the
itself.
ticket, yeah.
I didn't know, so actually I made business cards and it actually
Yeah.
came out pretty cool.
That's
It's
cool,
great.
yeah. I fuck with it a lot.
Yeah,
It's a good
thanks.
design.
Yeah, actually, a lot of people have complimented on me. It was actually a pretty cool compliment because I did put a lot of thought into it, but it wasn't like too much. But it was like
Okay.
it came out pretty cool.
Valid.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna change the topic onto community peers because I feel like whenever you create something, whenever you establish something, or you're focused on something, it's always important to look around you and the people that whether they influence you, whether they're like a rival, or whether they're a local person doing something else similar to you. I feel like it will always be something you notice when you're a part of the process. Is there anyone in your local environment that comes to mind when it comes to what you do that either inspires you or like you fuck with as a person?
Honestly, I think seeing everyone, because honestly, I wouldn't pick somebody I wouldn't pick someone specifically. I love to see how everyone's doing something, and it's great to see the whole community grow. I love it, and honestly, I like the fact that I have this place to help,
Give the assist.
yeah, you help me, I help you, basically. You feel me, like.
Yeah.
It's
I was really
great.
excited to see that. When I remember when I first saw it, I think the first time I saw it, it was on Dead Man Inc.'s page, Leo. I saw that there's like a little video made, like a TV screen on it and all that. And the idea of it being like a thrift shop where like local artists can put up their shit. Like
at the
it's
same
perfect
time.
because I know a lot of people that are trying to start off on that regard, but they can barely even start off on the printing side of things, let alone a storefront, So it's like it's a very
I think it's different than
situation.
printing because honestly, I don't know. I wouldn't even know what to print on a shirt. Like,
no, I know.
yeah,
What I'm
like,
saying is
that's how it's like,
affordability wise. Like if I was a startup fashion designer or a brand maker, and I had $200 to put down, I can't afford a storefront. What am I gonna do? Just tell my friends to refer? You kind of have to work with image or social media branding.
yeah,
and stuff
social
like that.
media.
So I that's why I when I saw that, I knew I had to go. I was like, yo, that sounds so dope. Like I knew that people had to go about it. But anyway, I personally like to keep an eye out for those kinds of things because I can't wait to see what local brands actually make it like 5-10 years down the road.
Yeah.
My personal bets are Loki, which is a cosmetics brand. I don't know if you know him like that.
Oh yeah,
or
yeah.
NJ's. Just because NJ's, like, I've seen strangers just wear that shit. Like,
Yeah, it's actually
I've
mad
seen
funny. I see
strangers,
mad
it was
like an old man just walking by with his shirt. I'll be like, what the hell? Like,
yeah.
it'll be mad funny.
Yeah, and plus I feel like it's very applicable, especially with the little logo. When I saw that the first time, I think I didn't even know homie when I saw that. And when I remember when I saw that. Or rather, I didn't put two and two together because I think I met him before that, but I didn't put two and two together. When I saw that logo, I remember thinking, that is fucking genius. I remember thinking, that is genius. Why didn't I think of that? Like, all I thought was, why didn't I think of that? And I tend to be the kind of person that, like, not out of envy, because I don't really, like, I'm not trying to, I don't see someone and what they make as a plate and what they're eating and think, I want that. But more so, I see it as inspirational. I see it as like, wow, like that's how I know it's a good idea. When I wish my creative mind came up with
that.
But yeah, we're going to get into the topic now of what we have in store because, ironically, your storefront. Because we've been working on this on our own side with Reach and with NJ since like fucking I think July or something. The fashion show.
Oh, right. Since like a year ago, I heard you guys were working on it.
We've been trying to work on that for so long.
I'm actually really excited to even be a part of it.
Yeah, word.
It's great. I'm excited.
Yeah, for sure. So for those who are listening, we're working on a fashion show, a pop-up show, basically.
It's a 2-day event.
We're calling it the Show and Sell. Show and Sell. And basically, it's going to be one side of a fashion show where it'll be like a walkway. I'm assuming models walking with the brands that they're working with, and just a day to show off all the pieces by local brands.
Yes.
Anyone that we're working with has a sponsorship. Let's say local community storefronts and stuff like that. And then the day after would be the day where we would be focusing on the retailing of those products. So stick around because at some point we're going to be getting into the detailing of that. First and foremost, I want to talk about like before you got on board with the situation because, bro, we were talking about this a long time ago. And like it's crazy to look back now and realize how much more of a mission it turned out to be than we assumed it would be. I remember when we first started talking about it, it was like summer, and NJ was like the figurehead for like the planning of it, right? I like the idea, and even prior to, I'm sure Terry and I were like mentioning the idea of it, like at events and stuff like that. Because whenever we come up with something, like for example, this podcast, it usually comes with like little conversations months in the past that we just kind of brush off. Like we'll just one day be like, yo, what if we focus on this? And then like we'll forget about it. Yeah. And then like a month or two later, we're like, yo, what if we actually do something about it? And then a month or a few passes, and then we get the technology and the shit for it.
Manifestation.
I guess manifestation. So essentially, we focused on the fashion show starting in July when we got NJ on board because he was the only one that actually had the connects for it, and he was the one that was more integrated into it. Me personally, I know a lot of people, but I'm not invested into it. I love fashion, but I can't name 10 brands. So basically, the way it went down was we started planning for it. We created a little focus group on it, but it was very difficult to get it on board because it slowly became noticeable that we didn't have all the tools required for the situation.
Right.
Essentially, we were unaware of the fact that we didn't have, like for example, enough of an arsenal, and so we took a while to get back at it, and when we finally did, which is basically now, we have a better team to structuralize it. Ironically, in the process, we also even reached out to Mayor Brian P. Stack about the idea. I don't know if you were briefed on that anyway.
He told me, and it was the location I think on 15th.
Yeah, it was the museum. We're gonna look into utilizing that. We'll probably put that in the back burner. I think it's necessary to create like let's call it like bridges or the idea of bridges so that in the future you can roll with things. I think it's personally, this is just me working with my experience as an event coordinator, I feel like it's fishier when you approach somebody when you want something immediately. Like be like, yo, I fuck with your shit. Let me work with you right now. I feel like that's like instant gratification, and people who work like that tend to not be in your best interest. I feel like it's better like if you meet someone
Yeah,
and
and you
then
come
you
in with a
fuck with them,
plan, you
yeah.
know.
And then later on, like once you know each other and you're aware of what each other do, and then like the idea is brought up again, it's like, yeah, fuck it, I'm willing to collaborate with you.
Yeah.
I've learned the hard way because I'm a very social person, and before COVID, I was meeting people left and right. Like my habit was to meet at least 5 people a day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was
That's a really good goal.
loved it. I miss it, but COVID.
It's
So
productive.
yeah, yeah. I mean, we can call it productive.
Actually,
if you
since
want.
I got the shop, I've been so productive. It's been
Mhm.
crazy. Like,
Yeah, valid. I'm glad to hear it.
yeah.
It's good to just
I
kind of
think I
get a
stopped
little.
being productive because of COVID. I think
Ah,
COVID,
valid.
yeah.
Yeah. For
Definitely.
me, it was less productive on the social side, more productive on the generating income side, because it was like the shit
Nah,
hit the
yeah,
fan.
the
Shit hit the fan.
Nah.
I was like,
Honestly, I
what?
think through COVID was probably the most time I ever made like money.
Yeah, bro, same.
Yeah, like, I was like, damn.
So yeah, no,
I'm waiting for it to hit again, if anything.
no, I don't know about that. You know, the downfall of our community. You know, but anyway, that being said, I learned the hard way personally as an event coordinator that when you have something going, let's say the ball starts rolling, people will see that and be like, yo, you got the sauce. I like the sauce, and they'll immediately want to like bump shoulders with you and like work with you. You know, like try to do something with you.
Yeah.
But that tends to not be the best interaction because that doesn't mean that they value you. That means that they
They just
see
value
the,
what you're doing.
yeah, they value the potential you have.
Yeah, they're
That
like,
is-
oh, I see what you could do.
And I mean it's natural to, for example,
To have
let's say-
doubt in people sometimes.
Yeah, and
Because
it-
it's like,
and it's yeah.
you don't want to trust somebody and be like, oh, we have this good idea, and you're putting your all into it, and this person's putting like 20%,
You
and
don't know
you're
how he
just
works,
like,
you don't know
yeah,
who
you don't
he
know if
is,
it's gonna work.
You don't know his people, yeah, stuff
Yeah.
like that. And then not only that, like a lot of people are very opportunistic, and
Yes.
I don't think opportunism is even a morally wrong thing. I think opportunism is fine, but there's a difference between opportunism when it comes to like seeing something worth putting your work into, and opportunism when it comes to like finessing. You know, like that's the difference. There's a
Yeah.
difference. Like
There
you can
is.
be an opportunistic person and be like, yo, you need this? I know someone who can help you with that.
Yeah.
That's good opportunism. But if you are someone who is like you see you can benefit from somebody, so you start treating them nice, you start kind of kissing
And
butt.
once that's done, you're like, all right,
Yeah,
I kick
or
them
it
to the
don't
I kick them
benefit
to the
you,
curb. Like
and you
my
just kinda
my
put
benefits
the-
done with them.
you can kind of put the curtain down. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've recognized to like, of course, I always value meeting people. Like I'm never against meeting new people. Like to me, new people is a promising thing. But I've also learned that it's very necessary to keep it as like an introduction and just an introduction. Like when you first meet someone, it's like, hi, what's up? Nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. That's what you do. Word, that's what I do. And then, whenever the conversation dwindles down, whether it be we share Instagrams or we share a cup of beer or whatever the hell we do in that situation, after that, I don't act like I know the person. Back in the day, I was the kind of person that it was like, oh, yeah, him, yeah, I kicked it off with him. I love the guy. And that's how they get you. And anyway, yeah, I just think it's necessary. So it took us a while, but I feel more comfortable with the group that we've established here on after.
Nah, yeah, I think honestly, yeah, the people I've been around, honestly, I think been just great people. Like, yeah, like I don't know. Hopefully, no bad.
I mean, I feel like bad is inevitable.
Yeah, I mean, you don't ever know someone's intentions or.
It's more
Yeah,
like
not
it's
even intentions, just what
what they can
yeah,
end
what-
up becoming.
what they want from you.
Yeah, I feel like it's a given situation. Like it comes with the whole thing. Like if you're gonna meet 10 people, at least 3 of them you're gonna have a beef with at some point. Whether you can fix those beefs.
Yeah, I try not to like
It's
I like to think
inevitable.
people as more as like an acquaintance. Like it's try to keep it distant. You gotta know everybody's not everybody, so you can't really know everybody, but you gotta know everybody's like
Okay.
where they stand.
Valid. All right, so I want to get into the final leg of this conversation real quick with you, and then thereafter we're going to, basically, give a little promo to the stuff that you might be working on, that I might be working on, and then we'll call it a day for there on
All right,
after.
cool.
So essentially, I wanted to talk about the fashion show. This would be, again, it would be hosted at your storefront, correct?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I'm excited.
And we're shooting as of now. Don't quote me, yo. Things get complicated. But we're shooting for somewhere within the span of April or
Yes.
so.
I heard in maybe the ending of it.
Maybe the end. The end. Yeah. Okay. Well, it
Maybe.
depends on how we unroll that week by week on a basis. But we have a
Yes.
good team, so we should have a good
And
standing.
even
on that.
planning sounds like not a headache, but
I mean,
like
processes
a
are
headache.
processes. Processes are processes.
Nah, I think the casting's gonna probably. Honestly, I'm not
It's
gonna.
gonna be
I'm
the,
not gonna
it's gonna
find
be
this.
the hardest part.
No, actually, I was gonna say the funnest part for me.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, well, let me give you my experience on
I
rehearsals and
think
stuff
that's
like
the
that.
funnest part.
Because auditionings are not the funnest part. And here's my insight, because it could be differently. Maybe we'll have a fucking blast. If we have a blast, I'll eat my words.
Okay.
But this is what happened with me. When I first started doing auditions, it was for live shows because I don't know if you know what I do because we haven't had a one-on-one conversation before. But I come from the New Brunswick scene, Rutgers. That's where I started doing things. Beforehand, when I was out here as a youngin, I was like super introverted. I was kept to myself. I was like a nerd. I didn't do anything.
It'd be like that.
So I wasn't really immersed with my community. Essentially, long story short, because if anyone's watching this, I've said this before, so I'm not gonna keep saying it. I'm sorry. I used to be in the basement show scene, and the basement show scene, I don't know if you know, is basically where like local artists perform in basements as a DIY scene. So I love the DIY scene because I feel like it's more ambitious than people that do it for the money. Because once you have everything going on and like you have an agent and like there's a location like a venue and all that, like I'm sure they have a passion for it, but you're also very very focused on the money. The money ain't right. I'm not doing that gig, you know.
Yeah.
With DIY scene, bro, they will perform. They will come and perform for like as long as they're given the time to, even if there's just two sweaty dudes in the basement. And like that is a scene that inspired me to do what I do out here. But anyways, so when we started trying to like do things out here, which just meant like have like a bar or use the storefront and have artists on it, we came up with the idea that we didn't want to have clients. Like let's say we worked at the restaurant. Let's say we worked at the old flower shop. Would you like some more water?
Yeah, please.
So we came up with the idea that if we were going to work with a local venue or a storefront, that we didn't want to just like half-ass it. And let's say have like a trap rapper, and let's say their vocals weren't that good in person, or let's say they didn't know their own lyrics, so they got nervous on stage. Like we don't want a business to see that and be like, this is what I'm
Like,
working
this
with,
is,
you know? So so we decided we were gonna have auditionings for that. That we were going to be like, okay, let's go and
get some rappers
let's
on.
go and recruit these people and put them in a place like we used to have this like theater we used to use on in 1500 Harbor. Thank you, 1500 Harbor in Weehawken, and it was a great little office because it's like a little like a theater, like literally like think like red curtains, think like movie theater, and we would use it, and because we had the rights to do that, so we would use that there to basically audition stuff, and it was the biggest indicator to how our local community goes.
Oh my God.
It was such a patience tester.
Why?
First and foremost, if you contact 10 people to come to an audition, mark my words, 4 at least won't show up. 4 at least. That's being nice. 4 to 6 won't show up, okay? Then,
But it's gonna be public.
yeah, I know. And then three, at least 4, the remainder, let's say 4 to 6 of the remaining ones. Let's say like out of the 4 to 6 that don't make it, the remaining ones that do make it, let's say they make it out there, right? And they're like, word, we came out here, let's do the audition. And they do the audition.
And all of them suck.
No. First and foremost, I don't believe in telling people they suck because it's a craft.
Yeah,
and
it
therefore
is.
I see it as there's 2 ways to look at an artist, in my opinion, as an event coordinator. There is the DIY scene, which is where I would put people who are open mics, who are people who are trying to learn how to be an artist, who are just rowdy and just like to make a really like loud ass time. So before COVID, for example, like more aggressive rappers who want mosh pitting, I can't put you in a restaurant. You know, like a restaurant is like where old people and families go to eat. So I can't have someone who's saying like something like, got a strap on my lap, keep the bitch slapped. Like, like I can't have that at a restaurant. Like I can't have that at a restaurant. So, so that being said, it's very necessary to like differentiate that. So when I had artists on, I would either put them in a DIY scene like the basement show, maybe in the future thereafter like the storefront that we have, maybe even a bar where it's a little more active and fun. And then I would differentiate the more talented in the sense of like instrumental usage or vocal usage, or the ones that are more, let's call it PG, politically correct, for venues that are like local businesses, like restaurants, like let's say a coffee shop, like stuff like that. Just because like I refuse to say that an artist sucks. That's not how I see things. I see you're a work in progress and you have a place to go. Like you, that's otherwise you're being a picky piece of shit. That's how I see it. So that's what. So anyway, point is, when I would have those people appear, they would do their things. I'd be like, word, this is what I think. This is how we should work, and they'd be like, word. And then they wouldn't make it. They wouldn't show up to the events. They wouldn't show up. They wouldn't respond to any messages, and it happens so often. So it would be like this.
Oh my, you're making it sound like that.
It is, and this is why NJ was like, this is gonna be a difficulty because people slack all the time. And I'm sure if you've thrown a party, if you've had a plan with more than 5 people, that people slack. That's just natural.
Yeah, that's just...
I think our youthful generation has a habit of falling through on things, even if it's for our own benefit or it's something we enjoy doing. So, excuse me. I, on the other hand, not that I'm not looking forward to rehearsals, because I'm looking forward to see who we're working with.
Yeah.
I'd advise you get ready to be very patient.
I'm actually excited.
I am too. No,
honestly, I don't even know what to expect from the audition. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna see. Like, I don't even know what I'm gonna ask them.
We'll be planning that today.
Like, are they just gonna walk?
No, listen. We'll be planning that out on Monday, but essentially, we'll know exactly what we're looking for in people.
Yeah.
The way I see it, just like a tiny little detail to release at the podcast, because I don't want to say too much about the process. But essentially, the way I see it, because this is how I work with like artists in general, is I think it's necessary to have like a catalog, and then once you have a catalog of like performers or people to be involved, then we can pick, choose, and allocate people according to aesthetic or whether or not they're reliable or stuff like that. So once we have like the roster, like headshots and whatnot, then it'll be more easier to be able to see how it's gonna come about. Right now, it's all in the air.
You gotta even tell the people, the vendors, who's gonna be there. I'm excited to see who's gonna be there.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna wrap this up now. So first and foremost, I'm going to use this time to give myself a little promo about all the things we're talking about. So first and foremost, we're going to be focusing on live streams very much soon into the month of April. We're going to have a few coffee shop shows.
Ooh, that's exciting.
Yeah. We're also having a few art gallery events for local coffee shops as well within the month of April for spring-themed events. Keeping it not too crowded because, I'm not trying to cause a resurgence. But also besides that, on the topic of the fashion show, which you can watch out for, hello, can you pass me that, friend?
Oh, yes.
Okay. And also, while we're talking about it, thank you very much. While we're talking about shout-outs and all that, I'm going to shout out Artisana Pottery. She's giving out pottery classes. She's worked with us in the prior art gallery. She's a very crafted individual and very passionate about the crafts that she works by.
I didn't even know this was going on.
Yeah. I mean, me neither. Let me read this real quick because I was not aware of this.
I'm in there.
Okay. Located at 540 39th Street in Union City. And, she has her own studio, and she teaches the crafting in general. Anyways, lastly, we're going to be focusing on the fashion show, as I said before. We'll be offering headshots to individuals who are interested in recruiting or working with us. And you will be taking home the media with you regardless of whether we choose you or not in the process. Anyway, do you have anything else to say before we get going?
No, I'm very excited. I hope I see everybody at the fashion show. I just see everybody at the shop.
Alrighty. Okay, that's Jasmine, Underground Shop. Thank you very much for joining us. Have a good day, guys.
Bye.
Alrighty.